Alright guys, tonight we have vegan fettuccine alfredo. Disclaimer, nothing will beat real, authentic fettuccine alfredo made with grated Parmesan cheese. So don't make this expecting to have that luxurious flavor in your mouth. But if you are vegan or trying to be vegan like me, this is the next best thing. And this is the ultimate vegan fettuccine alfredo recipe. It's a little labor intensive, but here's the cast of players. We have some nutritional yeast, cashews. They didn't have any of the bulk cashews, so I had to get the sea salt, but it just omits in this recipe having to add salt into it later because the cashews are already salted. Got some vegetable broth, and of course, organic soy milk, easy peasy garlic. We also have garlic powder and onion powder, my go-to Earth Balance butter. And so we basically are just going to add the garlic and the butter into the pan and let it saute. I already have my cashews going to a boil until they soften so I can puree them. I forgot to soak them last night, so that's why. Are you helping me cook?
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, or giving me more dishes to do.
A soup.
River, what are you cooking? What are you cooking?
Soup.
You're cooking soap?
Yeah.
Sounds like clean eating to me. So I used the jarred minced garlic, so I didn't have to saute it long, if any. So after you were going to saute, I can't talk right now. After you're going to saute your garlic, you're going to add the 2 cups of vegetable broth and 2 cups of soy milk. You can use any other dairy milk you like, but I don't like how almond milk gives, you know, fettuccine a certain taste. You're going to let this come to a boil, and you're actually going to cook your noodles in this sauce. Now, a lot of recipes will kind of end it at this point and say, hey, that's your fettuccine mixture right there. Hey, River. No. Can you close that up, please? Thank you. But that's why I'm adding this 1.5 cups of pureed cashews, because it's going to bring a really good texture and flavor into this fettuccine recipe, and it won't be so runny like a lot of vegan fettuccine recipes. Please just stay content. I'll give you anything you want. Just let me cook. Alright, so this Alfredo mixture was starting to slightly boil, so I went ahead and put in our linguine. I was too distracted at the grocery store to try and find a good fettuccine. I'm not using gluten-free. I do aim for gluten-free, but y'all, gluten-free pasta is just so gross. It has such a weird texture. And so I'm throwing down tonight with some hardcore linguine. Like I said, we're going to let this cook in the sauce. If you notice that the sauce is getting a tiny bit too thick and it's not cooking properly, I'm going to add a couple dashes of vegetable broth, just because when I do add these pureed cashews, it is going to thicken up the texture a lot. Oh my god. I also have some cherry tomatoes over here with some oregano and garlic, so I'm going to put in there. I'm going to have those saute. I'm also going to put asparagus in here, but y'all, I hate when you buy a whole pack of asparagus and you have to cut the tips off because it rotted like a day after you bought it. It's so gross. But yeah, we're going to add some sauteed veggies into this. So as you can see, that pasta is cooking down really nicely into that Alfredo sauce. I'm going to let it simmer / boil for about 5 or 7 minutes. Let that pasta get really al dente. But then I'm going to reduce the heat, if not turn it off, because obviously it's molten lava hot. And I'm going to add the pureed cashews to thicken up the sauce right before we serve it. And I also have that asparagus and those cherry tomatoes going, so it's going to be really nice with this Alfredo. What are you doing?
Look at this.
Ooh, asparagus juice. Mmm, so good.
Look, good.
Oh, you need to put that down.
Good.
Alright, here are my boiled cashews, so they're officially soft. Instead of pureeing them in the water I boiled them in, because that's going to be too hot, and I've done that before, and it'll literally make this lid explode off. I'm going to add some soy milk, not a whole lot, because we don't want to negate from the creaminess we're trying to add to this Alfredo sauce, but just a little bit to help those puree. So you definitely want it a lot creamier than that, so I'm just kind of eyeballing how much soy milk I'm putting in here. I'm adding it gradually and then re-pureeing it, if that's even a word. So there's the texture you're looking for. Super creamy. We're just going to add that right into the sauce. Alright y'all, if there was any doubt that this fettuccine alfredo is going to be creamy before this, Let those doubts be shattered, because look at how creamy that is. In fact, I need 2 hands to film because it's so thick. I'm also going to taste test it. If it's a tiny bit bland, I'm just going to gradually add garlic salt. It's the same technique I used before I became vegan. When I would make it with real Parmesan, I would just add garlic salt till it got that salty, garlicky taste. I mean, seriously, y'all, look at how creamy that is. That looks identical to real fettuccine right now. God, I'm good. Seriously, y'all, this is incredible. I wish you could reach through this iPhone right now and taste what I'm tasting. I am gradually adding some garlic salt. Like I said, I did this even when I made this the traditional way, because everyone loves fettuccine that has a good garlicky salt taste. No one likes bland fettuccine, so I'm adding that gradually and taste testing it. But right now, y'all, that texture, the nutty flavor from the cashews, the nutritional yeast that's in there, the garlic salt, this is seriously definitely on par with a lot of fettuccine Alfredos that you would have out there in restaurants, and better than a lot of fettuccine Alfredos I've had that are just doused in milk and cheese. So y'all, this is incredible. You got the added nutrients and vitamins from the cashews. Highly recommend it. I'm going to do a final video shot of what the plated portion looks like. And there you go, y'all. Vegan fettuccine Alfredo. A little bit labor intensive, but oh so worth it. I'm going to add our cherry tomatoes and asparagus topping later, but I thought just for general views that this looked a lot nicer.